Hello viewers and welcome to The Talk, a show that we hope that will change the Kenyan society by exposing some of the vices that we see around and really look at solutions on what we can do about them. Today we talk on a very interesting topic. I received a message just last week from a gentleman called Ken Mwaniki, and he has been watching and following up on the talk show. And this time round he said, listen, I have a story, but before you even share mine, there's a lady that you need to listen to, because were it not for her, I would not be alive today. And I thought that was interesting. We're talking about alcoholism in terms of drug addiction. And today, Terry will tell us her story and what she's doing to help many other young people. Terry Wanjiro Wachira, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Maina.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes.
And I must commend you, because if you hear testimony from people outside talking about you, that was amazing. And we want to thank Ken indeed for all that.
Yes.
I don't know, I just want to start it off by asking you, you're helping people in alcoholism somewhere, and you will tell us more about that maybe towards the end of the show.
Yes.
But I would want to hear your story that has now led you to even start doing these things. I don't know where to start from, but when did you start drinking? Maybe we should start there.
Yes, I drank 25 years ago.
25 years ago.
Yeah, but basically 15 active years of drinking.
15 years.
Yeah, active drinking. Today, I thank God that I'm 10 years sober.
10 years.
Yes, and my story is long, like, you know, I'll put it together.
Yes.
I come from an alcoholic background. And after I married, we married young. I married Mr. Wachira, fresh from college. And, you know, we were not drinking. But apparently, he himself was drinking socially, but not all the time, because I can say he was not drinking. Now, as our life started, we started in struggling financially, being fresh from college. One, I didn't have a job when he got married, but later on I got a job as a secretary. I attended Kiada Secretary College, where Kiada School stands today.
Oh,
that was Secretary College. Yeah, so I'm a product of Kiada. And, well, we started struggling, but I got the job immediately. We were one of those people where even companies used to poach us, come for us even at college. So I got the job immediately after I left college. And after that time, my husband was already employed. Yeah. We worked hard. Both of us were hard working. And I thank God for that. And we started a family. And
so when you got married, was your husband drinking, or you were all sober?
I remember, unless we went to somebody's house, then we'd like take one Tusker. That's not drinking.
Okay.
We call it a social use.
Social use.
Yeah.
And then how did it go on?
So now, after we struggled, you know, working hard and putting everything together, there is a time when our finances became better, and we bought our first car. In fact, that is the time after we had already 2 children. And then as life went on, we decided to buy a house. Because now, before we bought the house, we had a second car. Then we realized the kids are growing up. Can we buy a house so that eventually the kids would enjoy also a good house? And eventually at our sunset years, we would have a home to retire in.
It must have been very good to buy a car those years.
It was. It was also prestigious. At the same time, we thought it was the sign of progress.
Yes.
Sign of progress. The in thing.
Yes.
So now we sold one car, and then we bought this house. We got a deposit for the house, and we moved. So our family continued being, adding. We added one more kid, and by this time our lifestyle changed. Yeah, our status, I think, and lifestyle changed. And we used to change jobs, actually. Yeah, I would see a job in the paper, I would write about it, I would apply, then I would get it. Yeah, of course, on a higher salary. But besides that, he was also a hard-working person, and also he rose up the ladder.
Wow.
So we went on. Now, every Sunday now, as I said, our lifestyle changed. We would go to church. After church, we would go out, taking the kids for lunch. And of course, I would give the house girl an off. So we would make sure now we have eaten lunch and we have eaten supper, wherever we are, so that we just come and retire to bed. And my husband was taking Tusker Export. I don't know whether they are still there today. And as we went on outing every day, there's a time I looked at his drink like this. Nikafikiria maybe this man anajienjoy sana.
And
So,
you're missing out.
Yes, and I took his drink, mwaga a few drops in my soda. And that started a habit. In fact, eventually, it used to be biribiri kama kawaida. We didn't have now to order soda for me. And the life went on like that. And we started also keeping the alcohol in our home. Yeah, and we used to think that is the, you know, we are modern that time. And, you know, if you came visiting in my house.
So from the small mixing of thinking you're not there, you started on, and that's how you progressed.
Yes, I now abandoned the soda altogether.
So now you and
Tukienda
him,
nje,
beer. Both of you.
Pilipili.
Pilipili.
Two, kama kawaida. That's how we used to say those days. So anyway, it wasn't that bad because social use, you know, it really doesn't destroy. But it is only that lack of knowledge that the first time you sip, that is when you're inviting a disease called alcoholism or drug addiction.
Okay, let me just pause.
Yeah.
You know, then back then, because now I think it's quite different. For a lady to be seen drinking, it looked like it's a taboo. Were people looking at you in another way? You know, I don't know.
I don't think they were looking at me in that way because we would not just go to a local bar. We were going to big hotels.
Oh, big places.
Big places. It was not really taboo. I never saw anybody looking at me. Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your family knew about this? Your family, you know, your brothers, sisters, they knew about?
Yeah. In fact, most of them were drinking. Socially, we would go out with them. And we are not drinking even to get drunk.
Okay.
No. We would drink it to, you know, one would take a long time. Yeah, even forget there's a drink there. Very, you know, very relaxed way. In fact, we used to say we are relaxing.
Wow.
Because like one drink would take a long time, then we would order another one, take a long time. Say one afternoon, like from a lunch hour. Maybe I would have taken like 4 by 5 in the evening.
Okay.
And that takes a long, long time, you know, even the metabolization of it.
Let's go on.
So now, our life like that was normal. We were calling it normal that time. The in thing. We would even go out for dine and dance. And then you'd, you know, dine, drink, and then dance a bit, go home. And then, in fact, it was the lifestyle, even among our friends. They used to visit and used to even team up. Unajua couples.
Yeah.
We would go out, dine and dance. You know, they would even agree, husbands, when are we taking the ladies out?
Wow.
So it was like normal. Anyway, as we went on, I remember very well that my drinking took a turn after some years. My husband resigned from where he was and then started his own company. It was not easy because we struggled financially as opposed to that money coming in at the end of the month. And then I remember supporting him in terms of, you know, I used to be a secretary, so typing his things, his materials, his, you know, anything that he was going marketing with. But still, since he's a hardworking person, he picked up very fast. And then the first thing he did, he employed a secretary, and then he also employed a driver. Every morning I would pick the kids from home, take them to school, and in the evening pick them on my way home. After work, I would pick them. Because now we, you know, we each had a car. And when he employed a driver, then of course, in the evening he told me now, the driver will be picking the kids and taking them home with my car. So for me, I was free. Now,
now you didn't
I had
have
more
to go
free time. There is a place where we used to go called drive-in. We used to call it drive-in. And then we would drive in the compound. It's a hotel.
Yes.
And it had nyama choma, it had beers, it had, you know, everything. And then we would park like in that grass, on the grass. And then the waiters would come running to serve us. Okay. Yeah, it was a very popular place, not only for us, but for Kenyans. And even most of our friends and wives used to meet there. Order nyama choma, drink, and then drive away.
Wow.
So that place, when I'm now, the driver now took over taking the kids to home in the evening, I found myself with a lot of time. There's a time I thought, see, I can pass there. I have just one.
Just one.
Yeah. One becomes two, two becomes three. And I remember this time when I reached home, my husband was already there, asked me, what time is this? I said, of course, the person who is sober and some person who is a bit high, they don't lie. I mean, they are not on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think I was rude because I remember him following me to the bedroom, asking me now, he was a good person. He was not asking me in front of the kids, but he followed me to the bedroom. Akaniuliza, sasa ni saa ngapi? What time is it you are coming home? I said, to say the truth, I didn't check the time. But he gave me one big slap. Paka nikamuuliza, did you slap me? Have you slapped me? You know, drunkenness,
yes.
you know, you are on not on the same boat.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think he was just disciplining me, and he was, of course, upset. Because I should have been there to take through the kids through homework. I should have known what is cooking, and even cooking, actually.
Oh,
yeah, anyway, that started it. After a while, of course, I would stop. I stopped now. Because
how old were your kids then?
They were young. I can't remember the ages, but they were young. But I think my first
in
one
primary
was
school?
Primary school.
Okay.
Yeah. My first two are closer together, so they were in primary. So I think my firstborn was like study 6, I'm a 7. Mingine sasa study 3 hivyo. The other one was a baby, like that. So this time now I would stop. Then another time, even he would take me out also. So unaona sasa my drinking, you know, about the drinking and dragging, anytime you are using something, it doesn't pronounce itself like it's a disease. And it is not easy to see it is progressing until someone is going somewhere, drinking very quickly, and also taking longer in that place. That is the progression of the disease. Because the friends can tell now, let's go home now, unasema hapana, hata kuku hazijaingia. Let's have one more round.
Yeah.
So it reached a point now, another time I also got late, and then, you know, another big slap. But this other time, my drinking had gone from bad to worse. Because even if I came home direct.
But your husband was still controlling himself?
Yeah. In fact, hakuwa affected, hata tukienda nje.
Wow.
But even that time, rarely did we go out and come and fight. But I remember even the one time coming home, and then I would, even himself, he used to tell me, why don't you drink in the house, if you must? We had lagers, we had vodkas, we had whiskey, we had wines.
In the house?
In the house. And the one time now I came home direct, did my thing, and I remember putting my rollers. Those times we used to put rollers, you know, to carry the hair.
Yes.
And then he came home, and he came direct to the bedroom, because I was doing it on my dressing table in my bedroom, and then he asked me questions. I think the way I look at it now is he was annoyed because of my frequent drinking. And he asked me questions. Me, I don't know what I replied, because the next moment he flattened me with his back slap.
Yes.
I don't know what you call it.
Yes, a back slap.
Yeah. So that time now I got very annoyed, and we fought, really. We fought that day, and that is when I decided in my heart, I said, this man ataniua. This is that time. Na ataniua. According to me. Later on I digested, and he boxed me actually. And when I went to the mirror in the night, and when I woke up to go to the bathroom, of course I screamed. My sister-in-law was there. The kids were screaming because he had locked the door. I think alikuwa na nia, but I think in nia yake ilikuwa discipline.
Okay, just this.
But at the same time, the kids were screaming at the door. My sister-in-law was screaming, and it was bad. Even now I feel it. But that happened many years ago. There are things we can't redo. But still, in my heart, when I went to the bathroom in the night, of course we slept in the same bed and everything. We are not talking now for so long. And I went to the bathroom. I saw blue, green here, and marks. Yeah, my coffee. Then I decided the following day, of course, I couldn't go to work. How do you go to work as an executive secretary? And people see. With the green here, the SI was not opening. This one was blue, green hapa, something like a hill. Then I said, now, of course, I had a landline. He saw I'm not waking up the way I was used to waking up and taking the children. So he woke up and took the kids. But I rang the office. Of course, I told the lie. Yeah, you lied. Because I had to survive. Because I rang my boss and come, I'm sick. Then he was very concerned. Have you got someone to take you to hospital? I said, yes. He told, did he know that I only said in my house, Gaopana do hapo kiosk? Then I take it because of the pain. But it went actually because it was a Thursday, and I was not going back to work until Monday. Besides that, now in between this time, the following day, Friday, I started ringing friends. In fact, that same day, Thursday after I rang my boss, I started ringing friends. Wanitafutie nyumba. But I did not tell them it is me who is looking for a house. I decided this man is the one who wants to kill me.
So you wanted to elope.
That is how I started. I rang them. I told them I have a cousin who came from Nakuru and very urgently needs a house like yesterday.
Oh.
Because none of my friends could have gotten me a house because they knew me. They knew my husband. They knew everything about us. And we looked a very ideal couple actually. So within a week I got that house. I went and saw it. I paid. And then I planned how to move. So one day I told my boss I'm going to the bank. I came home. I had my car. I took my clothes.
And you left.
And that is how I started another life. I only took an old sofa set and an old bed which was in the servants' quarter. So the other things I bought, you know, there are so many things you can buy from supermarket.
So you left the kids.
I left the kids. Now they were already 4 daughters.
4 girls.
4 girls. And that time, all of them were in school. And I didn't tell anybody except my house girl started crying. I told her, you remember, this man almost killed me the other day. Let me go a bit so that maybe he'll change. And that started it. And I timed it on a Friday so that he doesn't get me. You know,
had your husband tried to reconcile with you after seeing that you were already very quiet? Had he tried?
No. In fact, we had a Cold War for a long, long time. Even before he beat me, we were not on talking terms. And looking back now, communication in marriages is very important. Yeah, I'm sure if we talked, we could have ironed that. But still, we never talked, and now it accelerated to that level. I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming both of us that time that we didn't talk. So I timed it on a Friday so that he doesn't get me on a Saturday and Sunday. And Monday now he calls me. He was my first caller. You know, I'm in the office.
Yes.
And I'm in another place.
Yes.
I only went to Ushumi Jogo Road and nikanunua mattress and beddings. Kaweka chini nikalala. I mean, I had that bed.
And that was it.
Yeah, I started now furnishing. I bought a mutumba. Mutumba was still there even those days, second hand. I bought some sheets and nikaweka kwa dirisha. Unajua bed sheets.
Yes.
Very easy. And since I was a bachelor, I didn't have to cook.
Wow. So you started your own life. He calls you. He was your first caller.
Yes.
Was he asking you to get back, or was he asking?
No, he was asking me, where did you go to on Friday? Because I have not seen you since Friday. Where did you go to? Because I have not seen you since Friday. I disconnected. I didn't have any words. Well, that is that time. If it is today, it is something else.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, it's many years. A lot of what has passed under the bridge. Yeah, but in fact, he called twice. And I disconnected him. And I think somehow he gave up. But eventually, my brother-in-law, my real brother, he was like my dad to me. Because he is many years older than me. And he was the one who educated us. He called me. And he's a man of few words. He's a man who was trying to reconcile us. Akasema, now I understand from this man, Washira, that you left home. Can we discuss that on Saturday? Kamwambia yes. Will you be available at 2 p.m. in my house? Yes. Do you still have your car? Yes. So see you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday. That same Saturday when I'm supposed to be in his house in Westlands, I'm busy drinking somewhere. Oh my. With another friend of mine, a lady. And I told her, you know, there are some people who are waiting for Mrs. Washira to grill her. There is a high court somewhere waiting for Mrs. Washira. Sema, what? Yeah, Washira and his group are waiting for me in Westlands. She is a lady who knows my brother. Kasema, please, do this. Give them a chance. Go and talk. Say everything that is grieving you so that you see the way forward. I told her, in the first place, that reminds me I have not bought a drink. Buy a drink, plus you can also go and represent me. Nasikia? Wow. And I was hostile, so I didn't go.
You never went, and they were there waiting for you.
They were there, the whole lot of them. You can see how many people. My brother, his wife, and this man, Mr. Washira. But today I feel it. Even much, much later I felt it because my brother was a man of those few words, and he was only trying to help, to reconcile you. But I didn't go, so it's like he gave up on me. He didn't call me again, my brother. And neither this man, Mr. Washira, didn't ever call me. A few years down the line, I got into a relationship. I gave birth to a child, a son, and also my daughter's.
So when you went out, your drinking went a notch higher?
It did.
And you kept on drinking?
I kept on drinking. Fortunately, the company I was working with was a very good company. They used to give us very good lunches, like 3 course.
Yeah.
So, and also wherever I went, I remember asking this man in the plant is a factory, hey William, where did area hiyo mnakunywaga maskani gani? So he told me a few, but you see I had a car, I can go round.
Yeah.
So my drinking went a notch higher. Thank you for reminding me that. And of course, I used to perform very well, but still my drinking was a notch higher. So
your work was perfect, but you were still drinking every evening?
Every evening, a must. Okay. That was a must.
Wow.
And we used to have boiled meat, nyama choma, we would eat a lot of that. But still, my drinking now, I would drive direct there. One, I didn't have any responsibility. Yeah. And at the same time, I could stay up to 10. At least that was my latest.
And now you had a small child.
And I had a small child. And in fact, in between this time, I was drinking Saturday and Sunday also.
Wow.
So my drinking went a notch higher. It didn't lessen.
Was all this time your husband trying to look for you?
No. I think he gave up.
Okay.
And since my brother's
the meeting
failed. Yeah. So now another year down the line, after I got the baby, our company was restructuring, or the company was restructuring. And I fell in that category because they were starting with 5 years and under. And they were merging. You know, the restructuring is merging, clearing some departments, merging some. And I fell in that category. They gave us money, good money. Money which, in fact, I could even have used to support myself and also look for a job.
Wow.
So, but I didn't look for another job. I told myself, I need a holiday.
You needed
I told myself. I had a meeting with myself.
Yes.
Then I told myself I needed a holiday. And that holiday, I didn't need to work until, because that money was a lot. According to me that time, that was the wisdom I had that time.
You had a lot of money.
Yeah. But that money, the following week I got bored because most of my friends are working. And I decided to buy a crate of Tusker Export to put in the house. Because you see, going to the pub in the morning, it was not even normal that time. And I was being bored, and then I would drink slowly.
Brought it in the house?
Yes.
For you to continue on?
Yeah.
So you took a holiday?
I would start in the morning. That was breakfast, actually.
Now, during your holiday?
During my holiday.
Start in the morning?
Yes, export moja, Billy. By third one, I'm feeling sleepy. Then I would sleep. Wake up at 3, I'm at 2. Take it 2 more, I'm 1 more. Then I would join the working class. You know the working class?
Yes, yes, yeah. Later in the evening.
Later in the evening.
Wow.
In fact, they would find me there.
Waiting for them.
So, my drinking got a notch. I couldn't see myself. I was thinking it's just a holiday.
And the money was still a lot?
The money was still a lot. It's not, at that time we used to write checks, pay self. Nadika 5,000, 10,000. It is still there. Yeah. And I went on like that.
Fast forward, what happened? Your money was still there, you're still drinking, you're still on holiday?
I was, in fact, one year.
Wow.
1 year I was on holiday.
1 year?
1 year.
But this time round, you went...
Yeah, but in between this time, even when I moved, I used to buy my children things.
All
like food stuff, yeah. Okay. I used to buy food stuff and then I'll rush during the working days so that we don't meet with that man, with Mr. So-and-so.
Yes.
So even they used to visit, even after I got this baby. And even before the baby, they used to visit me. Okay. So we are still in good talking terms. But most of them, they would ask now, why don't you go back home? Especially before the baby was born.
Were they aware that you were drinking?
They were aware because I do believe the house, we had the drinks in the house, and we used to even drink in the house.
Okay.
We also something I forgot.
But you would not permit them to drink, is it?
No, not to them. We used to have also house parties, kwetu, in the house.
With your friends?
With our friends. Drink. And we'd also move to their other, our friend's house, and men would buy us drinks.
Okay.
So it was an in thing. Yeah, it was a rotation. In fact, like Easter and Christmas, Jamhuri Day, they would agree which house we are going to have
Okay.
a party. Then the men would share boozy, and then also drinks, and then the women would cook. So it was a mean thing. It was something acceptable.
A friend's thing. It
Yeah,
still
friend's
happens
thing.
even today. So now, fast forward, you're drinking too much, your money is still there. It doesn't end.
Now, one day I went to the bank.
Yeah.
I wrote pay self, 5,000 kawaida, and then this girl writes me a slip of paper and folds it and gives it to me. And then, of course, I have to move from the queue so that I allow the other person to be served. Then I read and I was, you know, like, this is not possible. Then I waited for the people to queue. The balance here was small.
Oh, it was too
More,
small.
less than 5,000.
Wow.
That is why she wrote the balance to me.
The money is gone.
It was terrible. Now I'm waiting for these people and the queue to end. Then I went to her. I said, my name is Teresa Wanjiru Washira. Then she said, madam, that is your statement. And please, that is your balance. Go to the statement side and they will print out for you. They'll give you a printout.
Wow.
When I went there, in fact, that is when I realized why banks, they have seats. So that we don't collapse. Because when you get a shocking thing like this, the one I got.
You can cool down.
Kuanguka ni rahisi, Maina.
Oh my goodness.
Very easy.
Yes.
So I saw the figure on top, but the one at the bottom is not telling.
Oh my.
You see, minus is not addition.
It's not addition.
So I sat down. I saw minus, pay self 10,000, pay self 5,000. Then the standing order of my landlord. Now, I went back. I wrote now a small amount, equivalent to the balance that is there. So I went home. Before I landed home, I went to my garage. Remember, he had a car?
Yes, you had a car.
And this man called Maina,
Oh, like
I shouted at him and I said, Maina, where? Uko wapi? I was annoyed, agitated by the bank
don't have
because I
money.
thought the bank stole my money. I still thought the bank stole my money,
Oh my.
even after that statement. So nikabia Maina, now that car standing at my house, can it go? Can you sell it very fast?
Oh my. Now you're selling the car.
Now I'm selling the car. Akaniambia, Mrs. Washira, unataka pesa ngapi for that car? Nikamwambia 150,000. 150,000 that time was equivalent to about 400,000
Good
today.
money.
And it was good money. Akaniambia, your car is so old.
You can't get it.
Nikamwambia Maina, wacha mchezo. I need that money. Naigua. Then he said, I'll see what I can do. And after a week, Maina comes with an envelope. Those days we didn't have plastic papers. We had the khaki material ile for the sugar.
Yes.
Then he came loaded. Asema, hey, hebu nifungulie. He came with it loaded. Kona ya sofa set D aliweka. Nikamwambia, what is that? Kasema, pesa.
Money is here.
How much? 8,000. Nikamwambia, Maina, please, wacha kucheza. In fact, he was Maina like you.
Okay.
Maina, wacha kucheza.
Don't you?
Akaniambia, do you know, I really hustled, I really struggled. In fact, you should be giving me a very big commission.
80,000 is
But
here.
today, I do believe that man aliniibia. Even now, I'm sober, aliniibia. Lakini,
Okay.
Maina went away. He didn't even ask for his commission.
And left you with 80.
And left me the money. I ran to the bank. I banked this money. One, because of the standing order.
Yes.
Secondly, security.
Yes.
Then I continued, pay self.
Pay self.
Pay
and-
self.
Oh my.
Ngiri tano, ngiri kumi. Until one day, one of the days, many months down the line, or 1 year, or less than a year, my house girl knocks and says, there is a lady here to see you. It was a Saturday morning before 7. Then I said, who is that? Because most of my friends were not coming to visit me
Yes.
that early.
Yes.
Then I wanted to go to the sitting room, so it's my landlady. I saw fire. Nikaona danger.
You've not been paying.
I've not been paying, but you see, she had no cause even to get annoyed herself. Many years I've been in that house. She has never complained. She has never even come
You've
back.
been a faithful tenant.
Very faithful. So now, now I'm an addict.
Yes.
I am a total addict. Manipulation, we know how to manipulate. Speedy. Hey, umenitupa. Hey, you are lost.
That's
Then
a
I
good
went to the
one.
kitchen.
Addicts manipulate.
Very manipulative. Addicts are liars. They are manipulators. They are me, myself, and I.
Oh.
That is how we live by. Me, myself, and I.
So you-
I want this now and now and now.
Wow.
Whatever an addict wants, they want there. See, okay, sure. Because me, myself, and I,
Okay.
ego, drives that.
Okay. And now, Madam Terry, you know, landlord is at the door, and you're telling us what the addicts do. We want to take a short break, then
Yes.
we'll be right back in a short
Amen.
while.
Amen.
We shall be back for more of this right here on The Talk.